And in the Quran, Surah An-Nisa 4 and Ayat 161. Waakhthihimu arribawaqad nuhoo anhu waaklihim amwala annasibilbatili waaAAtadna lilkafireenaminhum AAathaban aleema. And they took riba, the increase, and without doubt they were prohibited about it. And they ate the wealth of the people with falsehood. And we have prepared for the rejectors among them a painful punishment. Now, if you listen to the word riba, the riba means the increase. Riba means the increase. It's a separate topic, separate subject. What the Quran has to say about riba means the increase. I have delivered, and if you want to view, you can view it some other time. And lecture also I've delivered that lecture. I will certainly not discuss the whole issue of the riba right now, but since I have to tell you, explain to you the small concept of riba. What exactly riba means, the increase. You see, the point is, there are two ayahs. You can note down the reference, it's not in the booklet, and the reference is Surah Anfal 8 and 41 and Surah Al-Hashr 59, 7, 8 and 9. In these verses, the concept of riba established. First, I will explain to you the concept of riba, and then I will discuss the amount of money that I have to share among the categories. I'll explain, but I will not go into detail. You don't have to ask me the question, because it's a separate lecture altogether. Just I'm trying to explain to you, because this is very much related to our lecture, the war, and how it will be related, you'll understand in a few moments of time. So first of all, in Surah Anfal 8 and Ayah 41, I'm reading small portion of ayah. This is not mentioned in that booklet. وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّمَا غَنِمْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَأَنَّ لِلَّهِ خُمُسَهُ لِلرَّسُولِ وَلِذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينِ وَابْنِ السَّبِيلِ. I'm not reading the whole ayah. It refers to, and know that surely whatever ghanim profit you get from anything, if you believe in Allah, then surely 1/5 of a sadaqah, charity, is for Allah and for Rasul, the messenger, and for qurba, the relatives, and for yatama, the orphans, and for masakin, the needy. I'm not reading the whole ayah, just to explain the point that Allah says, whatever, wa'alamu annama ghanim, whatever you get the profit from anything, whatever profit you get from anything, 1/5 is for these categories. But before I explain, if you read these categories are 6. If you count them, they are 6 categories. I want to just read further in Surah 59, Hashr, and 7 and 8. Just the 2 more categories I am reading. لِلْفُقْرَاءِ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ الَّذِينَ أُخْرِجُوا مِنْ دِيَارِهِمْ وَأَمْوَالِهِمْ وَالَّذِينَ تَبَوُا الدَّارَ وَالْإِيمَانَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. Total are 8 categories. You just write down the references. The whole lecture is separate. I just want to establish the point, what is riba, so that you are clear in your mind. Now Allah said there are 8 categories. Whatever the profit you get from anything, whatever the profit you get from anything, you have to share this profit among these 8 categories. And the amount is 1/5 of your profit. The 1/5 of your profit, you have to share it with the categories. 1/5 of the profit. So suppose the profit a person gets is 100, 1/5 of the 100 is 20. 1/5 of the 100 is 20. So if I give you in units, it can be $100 or 100 crores, or that you can multiply. I'm just explaining you by a unit of 100. Any unit that is 100, any profit you get from any good righteous business or lawful business you get from anywhere, 100 rupees, 100 unit you earn, you get profit, not earn, you profit, you get the profit. So 20 out of 100, 1/5 is the 20, means 20 unit is for the categories, and the categories are 8 categories. So ladies and gentlemen, if you do not give this 20 to the categories, what will be this amount in your 100? Yours is 80. If you are a believer, yours is 80. Out of 100, if you are a believer, out of 100, 80 is yours. 20 is for the categories. So if 80 and 20 becomes total is 100. 100 you got the profit for Allah's law. Allah says, وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّمَا غَنِمْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَأَنَّ لِلَّهِ خُمُسَهُ, and the categories. So Allah says, and know for sure that any profit you get from anything, yours is 1/5 from the ghanim profit you give to the categories. That means 20 you have to give, share it to the category, 80 is yours. So 100 you got the profit, but because you are a believer, 80 is yours, 20 is for the categories. If I do not give this 20, so what will be in 80 plus what it will you call in this, in English language? Increase. This will be an increase in your wealth as a believer, as a person who believes, because it is addressed to the believers. The believers are supposed to give this money among the categories, among the 8 categories in the way of Allah. That is the categorical statement in the Quran, that whatever you get the profit, and from that profit 1/5 is for the categories. And I've read those categories and I give the reference, you can check up with, but here I just want to explain, if I do not give that 20 to the categories, that means that is being increased in my wealth. 100 was my profit. When I gave the 20, 80 is the actual my halal or lawful ghanim, lawful profit. 20 is for the category. If I do not, it is an increase in my 100. And if I do not give again and again, whenever the profit, yearly or the profit is coming, and if I'm not giving 20, if I'm not giving 20, it is double and double in my wealth. It increases to double and double and double. So that is the riba according to Quran, and that's separate subject. So do not ask question on that topic when I finish the lecture. It is a separate topic. But I just want to establish the point in your minds that what is the riba, the increase.